Good evening and welcome to the discussion of Navneet Foundation this evening. Today we are going to discuss on effect of Corona on the mental and emotional health of students. Friends, last 4 years, Navneet Foundation has been organizing a lot of training programs for our teachers. And I'm very happy to tell you that about 14,000 teachers across Maharashtra state, they have received training from Navneet Foundation. This is with the purpose to improve the quality of education in schools. Now, during our COVID days, the schools are closed. However, there are, of course, virtual classrooms which are going on. But there is a problem of social distancing. So we cannot go ahead with our training programs, which we otherwise decided to start. In that context, we thought of conducting webinars in the interest of teachers and parents. So considering the safety of the students and their good health, the students and the teachers, the schools are shut down and they have opted for online education with the help of technology. However, it cannot be a substitute for face-to-face teaching in the classroom, but to some extent, education should not stop. Therefore, we are going on with our online education. Let's look back and say that from the March 23rd, there is a lockdown. Although now at this stage, we are all accustomed to all the restrictions and issues which are related to lockdown. But yes, consider the children. We adults can accommodate to any situations. We can adopt ourselves. But our little kids, young kids who had long vacation, locked down in their homes, they had no fun. Now the schools have reopened, but they cannot go to schools. They are in the homes and they are going with their online teaching and classroom. Day and night, they are listening to all the news, which is very negative. They are scary. Talk about deaths and how many people are getting suffering from COVID across the globe. Now, these are all the negative things that child is exposed to at this tender age. And there are lots of issues which are really affecting their mental and emotional health. Perhaps this in longer run will have show some effects and impact. We all adults, our teachers, and we as socially responsible people, we need to think about all these issues. So to discuss on the various issues related to the mental and emotional health of students, we have our eminent pediatrician, Dr. Samir Dalwai this evening with us. And he's an expert, renowned developmental behavioral pediatrician. And I know Dr. Dalwai since last 10 years, very, very socially committed person. Anytime there is any social cause, and he will leave aside all his work and come. Today also, he has, from his busy schedule, he's with us this evening. And I remember last week when we had this session for our Marathi medium schools, he did come and he had a wonderful discussion, which really benefited lots of people. The reactions we received from them that showed. Let me tell you a little more about Dr. Samir Dalwai. 17 years he has been working in this field and he has treated during this period more than 10,000 children who are having number of different problems. These problems are learning disability, there are autism, behavioral problems, lots of problems. And he day in and day out, he's working for the students. He's a founder and director of New Horizons, an organization which is established for the children's treatment. And he has a team of more than 110 faculties that includes pediatricians, psychologists, therapists, educationists, and all kinds of people who are helping the children to come out from these problems. Dr. Dalwai, for his wonderful work that he's been doing, he's a teacher's teacher. He trains a lot of pediatricians. He's associated with eminent hospitals or prominent hospitals in Mumbai city. He's been honored at the state level, he's honored at the national level, and is a long list of his honors, which I will not mention here. But once he talks, you will be really convinced that we have a wonderful person to share his knowledge and inputs with us.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much, and welcome once again, Dr. Dalwai, for our session. Now we have a very popular teacher from a very renowned college of Mumbai, Nirmala Niketan, Dr. Kamini Rege. She's a professor and she's specialized in ECCE, that is Early Childhood Care and Education. She's a founder member of a national committee for ECC, and Dr. Rege is a consultant and advisor to various organizations. She is also recipient of a lot of honors for her contribution in this field. She will moderate today's discussion and really throw light on number of areas concerned with the children. She will also reply to the questions that people raise along with Dr. Dalwai. And many of our teachers and parents are sure to benefit from today's discussion. And we'll be discussing on a lot of issues related to COVID, especially focusing on that. And I request both of them to grace today's discussion. But before we go ahead, we are going to discuss about children's issue. Why not hear from the children, from them directly? What do they look at it and how do they feel about all these COVID days? We have two smart young children. One is Onkar Desai here. Onkar is, hello Onkar. Hello Onkar.
Hi ma'am.
And he's a student of standard 6th. And we have Radhika Vaidya. Radhika. Hello Radhika.
Hi ma'am.
Hi. So she is a student of standard 8. So now my questions will be for both of them. Just a few questions we want to understand from you. How do you feel during these days when you are in the lockout and lockdown period? Both of you answer my questions. Okay, first question is for both. There are no exams and you are promoted to the next class, right? No exams, so you are promoted to the next class. How do you feel at this juncture? How do you feel now? Can I ask Onkar first? Onkar?
Yes ma'am.
Please tell me, how do you feel?
I feel good at one hand and bad at the another hand too, because exams are the only revision to the portion we have covered throughout the year.
Okay. Okay. So you're feeling bad also and you're feeling good also. Okay. My question to again Radhika, the same question. Radhika, how do you feel?
I feel good about this, but somewhere in my mind, I feel like it is not accepting or believing this promotion. But in person, I feel good about it. But where on other hand, all the studies we did the whole year is now gone.
Okay, so you really wanted an exam in a way that you revise well and you appear for the exam, but on the other side, you feel happy about it, that you escaped it. So there are mixed feelings in both of you. Good. Now let me know, how did you spend your long months during this lockdown period? Can you tell us about it, Radhika? What did you do during this?
In this vacation, I spent my vacation by cultivating new hobbies like cooking and drawing.
Okay.
And also, I helped my mother in some house chores.
Okay.
We had a society bazaar market.
Okay.
In there also, I volunteered for the sanitization department. So that was really fun.
Wonderful. Now, Onkar, how did you spend your time during these all months?
I spent my time in the vacation by doing some arts and crafts and my homework.
Very good. Homework? What kind of homework you are doing? Housework?
The homework which we are, no, the school homework which we are assigned by the teachers during the online lectures.
Okay, in the vacation there were no lectures, right? But now the schools have opened and you are doing homework online classes. Okay,
yes.
You are told that you have spent your time fruitfully, but what things were missing? And now also there is no school. What things are you missing, Onkar? You feel anything you are missing? Yeah.
Yes, I feel I'm missing my friends and the school, the teachers, the sharing of tiffins we did in the school and all.
Oh, wonderful. So you're missing a lot. So in a way, there is holidays, but you're not enjoying those holidays. You're missing your friends. And basically, Radhika, how do you look at this time? Do you feel happy about no school, no tension, stay at home? How do you feel?
No, I'm missing my friends a lot, and also all the fun during the recess or during the absence of the teacher.
Mhm.
That is just
So mainly children, I think you go to school, you love to be with your friends and want to spend some time eating lunch together, playing with them, fooling around. And that is what you are missing now. I want to know both of you, from both of you, you are having online classes right now in your school?
yes,
Yeah. So every day about how much time, Radhika, you spend on online classes?
1 hour. So there is a break between for half an hour.
Okay.
So one lecture will be for 1 hour, half an hour break, and then again one lecture, half an hour. That's
Okay.
the format.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you find these classes? They are equally good as you go to school and you have face-to-face teacher standing and teaching. Are they as effective as that? How do you find?
Um, Obviously in school there is no clarity in teaching,
Okay.
wherein in online classes there are connectivity problems for the first 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Later the classes are smooth,
Mm-hmm.
but also during our online classes we are seated more comfortably, unlike in school.
Okay.
So yeah,
So there are good points and there are negative points also. Technical problems are also there. And of course,
yeah.
it's a very short duration. You're not spending the whole day. Onkar, how do you find your online classes?
The actual classroom teaching is actually better than the online classroom teaching,
Okay.
because many a times we lose connection in the online classroom teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and we miss some part of the lecture. So we need to keep on revising that part to remember the thing.
Okay. Okay. So online classes say classroom teaching is better according to Onkar, right? Acha, who helps you during the online classes, Onkar? You need your mummy or daddy to be with you during the online classes are going on? Yes, Onkar?
Sometimes yes, because many a times I miss some things. For example, some books or something. So I need my mom and dad for that.
Okay, they help you, right? And
Yeah.
Radhika, I think comparatively you are doing on your own properly.
Yes, I know how to use the devices on my own, so I do it on my own.
Very good. And you have become now, both of you, very techno-friendly, right? So you can handle
Yes.
these all gadgets. Radhika, anything you can say that this Corona has taught us something? What can you mention about what Corona has given?
We have learned taking utmost care of our hygiene and
Okay.
staying clean.
Good.
Washing hands after every 1 hour is a must. So before we were not so hygienic, I feel that. So now because of this corona, we are always trying to stay clean and hygienic. So that is one good thing we learned in corona
Okay.
period.
Anything else about apart from your health problem and hygienic sense? What else you learned?
Yeah, I learned how to use gadgets independently
Hmm.
because of the online lectures.
Okay. And Onkar, did you learn anything special? You can mention that in Corona has taught, due to Corona, I have gained something.
Yeah, I have learned that we should always maintain cleanliness and hygiene to be safe from such pandemics. And I've also learned that nature is the best teacher.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm sure that once the schools reopen and everything becomes normal, you are going to maintain all these habits that you have really gained during this Corona period. You be independent, you are health conscious, you are hygiene conscious, you are helping your mother, developing your hobbies. All these things should be continued because all the good things that you learned cannot be forgotten. Thank you very much, children. You have really shared beautiful ideas and thoughts with us. Thank you very much. I
Thank
coming
you.
back to Dr. Kamini Rege. Now I will request her to please take over the session with Dr. Dalwai.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. On the onset, let me welcome the parents and teachers who are, and also the trainees, or, I can see the list of participants coming from various universities, colleges, and also renowned organizations. So welcome all the participants here. A warm welcome to Dr. Dalwai for being here and helping us all help our children be safe in this situation. And thank you, Navneet Foundation, for organizing such a wonderful workshop, webinar for parents, teachers, and trainees, and all the participants here. Before I begin with the kind of moderating the session, I wish to inform everybody, all the participants here, that there would be a feedback form that will be provided as a link at the end of the webinar. So I would request all of you to fill up before you exit. That would be provided by the organization. I would like to begin the first question, Dr. Samir. See, basically, we've just heard children talking about it. The children are in a lockdown period, and right now the homes are restricted since few months. Some of the parents are working from home, and some of them are also working at home. So the whole problem here I see is that children are practically in the four walls. They have not really got enough play material at home to play with. And does this have an impact on the emotional, social, or the physical development of the children? If so, would you like to throw some light on the same?
Yes, thank you so much, Santi, ma'am, and Kamini ma'am, and I'm happy to be a part of this webinar. As you mentioned about the impact on children's minds, we must understand this is an unprecedented situation, not only for the children, for us also. So we don't know what to do for the children. And this has led to a great deal of uncertainty because we don't know when the schools will start. We don't know whether there is going to be online education, how long will it be, and once the school starts, what will be the change, whether this year is going to be counted, not counted. There's so many issues at home that the children are unsure about who's going to do the work at home, where the parents' jobs, people are losing their jobs. They're seeing people dying around, they're seeing people falling ill. And there's this entire talk of uncertainty in the air. Now, when there is so much of uncertainty, what happens is it creates anxiety, because anxiety is simply when the demands exceed your resources. When children and adults find that they cannot deal with the situation because the situation is becoming very uncertain, so you don't even know what you have to deal with, so you doubt whether you have the resources to manage it, and that's what leads to anxiety. So children are seeing a lot of anxiety. The other thing is the dynamics have changed. They are at home 24 hours. Those who were not aware of problems in the house, emotional concerns between parents, between in-laws and the parents, all these things are being exposed to them right now in their face because they are there 24 hours. So this impact is going to be a huge thing when they come back to school, because earlier they were not aware about all this. At the same time, those houses where there are no such problems, the children will now be much more mature because they'll see how it really works at home. So it's both ways. Similarly, children have been exposed to online gadgets. They've been given free hand. Many of them have been seeing sites which are not really suitable for them. Gaming sites, pornographic sites. Yeah. That's going to create an impact on them. Thirdly, they are seeing this entire cycle of loss around them. Loss of jobs, loss of their time with their friends, loss of their social time with their peers, loss of jobs that they are seeing, and loss of health and illness that they are seeing. They've seen somebody or the other having lost their life or going to the hospital more often. This has resulted in a lot of stress on them because whom do you speak to? Because everybody is going through the same thing. Usually, only if I'm going through a problem, I can reach out to you and discuss with you as a friend. Now, everybody is going through the same thing. So suddenly, children have nobody else to talk to. If they have an adult in the house who's allowing them to talk, and that's what I suggest parents should do. Allow your children to talk. There is no need to advise them. Allow them to talk. Let them ventilate. Then they'll be fine. If not, when the school starts, one of the first things you must do is put aside the syllabus and allow children for the first 2 or 3 weeks to only talk and express, because they are going to bring so much of baggage that they have no one else whom to talk to. So if you start a barrage of syllabus, already we have missed 3-4 months. Now we have to cover that up. In fact, it's going to be very counterproductive. So these are some aspects I'd like to throw light on for teachers as well as parents.
Wonderful points, Doctor. I think it's very, very important for all of us to understand that the family issues are now in open. There's a lot of stress in air for every member. And very beautifully, you've put that talking to the child is important. Maybe I will just add one more thing. Parents also have to be slightly more careful about the non-verbal communication that's coming
Yes.
from the children. So here, maybe some children may be able to talk well. Some of them probably may not really talk, but still their expressions could tell. Wonderful, Doctor. I think you've given quite a lot of practical suggestions to us. I go to the next question. See, there are lots of myths right now which are happening with regard to unscientific ways of dealing with COVID. Probably, it's being shared through social media. There's a lot of ideas, a lot of suggestions are coming. And parents are also very confused how to address these issues, these fears in children with regard to social distancing, putting masks, touching expressions, sharing toys. So what are your suggestions to the parents and the teachers
See, the
also?
most important thing that parents, educators, all of us have to understand, even doctors, is there are no definite answers today. I mean, even if you see big agencies keep changing their guidelines every few days, and it's not because they are incompetent. It's because we didn't have a system in place to ever deal with a situation like this. We may have a system in place to deal with a nuclear attack, but we didn't have a place or a situation to deal with this issue happening unilaterally across the world.
Right.
So there are no straightforward answers. So whether you should put masks or not, there is a debate going on.
Yeah.
But then common sense tells us better to wear a mask. I mean, what's the harm wearing a mask? If at all, there will only be benefit. What is the harm having social distancing? What is the harm avoiding meeting too much people? And that's why there's a difference between information, which you said very clearly. There's a avalanche of that on the internet and social media. Too much of information. There's a difference between information and wisdom. Uska karne ka kya? उस information का application क्या है? That is wisdom which will come by discussing with peers around you, seniors around you. So try and look at the information from a rational, a realistic point of view. That is going to be very important. And guidelines will keep changing from time to time. But the simple ones like maintaining hand hygiene, face hygiene, wearing a mask, social distancing, definitely till we know more about it, we have to practice those.
So I think even not spreading certain myths, इससे करने से ये हो जाएगा, is also important that all parents and teachers need to keep in mind.
I think we have to impose some restriction and censorship on ourselves.
Exactly.
Today, if you ask me exactly the medication to be given for COVID, I will say I don't know because I am not an intensive care doctor. I will tell you I don't know. I'm sorry. Ask somebody else. Or I can put you in touch with somebody who's an expert. So it's very important to be honest and say, I don't know. And if I've heard it from Dr. Kamini, I should say, look, I don't know, but I've heard this from Dr. Kamini. You decide whether you want to trust Dr. Kamini and me telling it to you or no.
That's right.
Parents and everybody else, teachers have to realize that it's good to say, I don't know. You're being honest. You're giving confidence to the child opposite. That I don't know, but I can find out and I can tell you. So it's very important not to pass on these forwards just randomly.
Yeah. So I will probably summarize it saying that information which needs to be rationally thought about and, you have to use your own mind and brain also before you are using or you're kind of implementing it onto your children or yourself. Doctor, the other thing is that we just heard children sharing about, how they've had their break times and how they're missing their friends and how, their seating arrangements are more comfortable now in the home environment versus how they were. So do you think that, the parents or teachers will have to constantly reinforce or reiterate to the children about dealing with the post-COVID situation? So are we parents or teachers really prepared for the new normal, or what are the points that we need to keep in mind for being ready for these new normals? Because we have to also train our children for it.
So who knows what's going to be the new normal? We don't know. Look at what we were thinking on 22nd March, then on 22nd April, then on 22nd May, then on 22nd June. God knows what we'll be thinking on 22nd July. And that's why I'd like to bring this point again about uncertainty. Everything is volatile, complex, ambiguous. So what is the best way to deal with it? The best way to deal with it is stop considering yourself some expert or pandit, or stop demanding to know the right answer. This is a very different situation where you have to understand there is no guarantee about any one answer. So what do? Do you just give up? No, not at all. So I'm going to give you an acronym, Dr. Ege, maybe we can work on that.
Yes.
Acronym starts with A.
Okay.
A means attempt. करो, कुछ तो करो, जो कर सकते हैं करो. और करने से देखो उसका नतीजा क्या हो रहा है. Is it working? Is it not working? Is it having some side effect? So whatever you do with your child, observe. Is it helping? What is the feedback from the child? Then use that feedback and innovate. नहीं, मैंने परसों डिसाइड किया अभी अगले महीने तक ऐसे ही चलेगा. Those days are gone. There are no fixed rules. Innovation is the rule. So if your child gives you a feedback, hey, mama, this helps me, this doesn't help me, then try that. So innovate, keep changing, but observe, be scientific about your observations and change. So attempt. Till Dr. Dalwai tells us what is the right thing to do, we won't do anything, is not the right approach. Nobody knows. So attempt. While you are attempting this, there is going to be a lot of frustration because no ready-made guides from Navneet to tell you what to do. So be resilient. Take it in your stride. No problem. Even if I fail, I will try again because I have something else to try. Fortunately, there's no end of possibilities also. You can try so much. So R stands for being resilient. C stands for collaboration. Since I don't know 100% what to do, you also don't know 100% what to do. Let's both of us try and work with each other. But there's a difference between cooperation and collaboration. Cooperation मतलब मुझे रेगे मैम ने और रॉय मैडम ने बोला इधर 4 बजे आने का, मैं आ गया. I am cooperate with you. Collaboration is yes. आप जो कर रहे हैं उसमें how can I help you succeed and do that even better? How can I use my own mind to make it better? So parents have to think, how can we collaborate with other parents? How can we collaborate with our children, other children? How can I share with other mothers what is working for me? And then all of us with care, that C stands for collaborating with care. How can we all share what is working for us? It doesn't mean it will work for the other person, but the other person at least gets to know. And the final alphabet is H. H stands for humor. Because the situation is so difficult that if you take it very seriously, you are going to get depressed and anxious, like we explained. So humor is something that is going to help you. What is humor? The ability to take yourself a little lighter than your degree or your position and your past experience. I can make a mistake and it's okay. I have to be able to laugh at myself. I have to be able to accept my own mistakes. So if you look at an acronym called ARCH, A-R-C-H, today there are no bridges. At least let's start building the arches. The bridges will gradually form between all these difficult situations that we have.
Wonderful.
So go ahead, step forward and see what is to be done. So can I just, one more,
Yes.
there's a nice share I remember, धूप में निकलो, घटाओं में नहाकर देखो, जिंदगी है क्या, किताबों को हटा कर देखो. So today truly the time has come to books मतलब जो भी past knowledge है उसको थोड़ा हटा कर देखो, जिंदगी है क्या, किताबों को हटा कर देखो. Look at it from your experience point of view. What you can experience now.
Super. Thank you so much. I'm moving to the next area. There have been some children who have been recovered from the coronavirus, or there are some children who have been exposed to, experienced very closely their own family members or the members in the society who they knew. So as I'm saying, I'm almost understanding that you're saying that obviously we cannot decide as to how we can think about it today against tomorrow, against another few months later to them, but still probably till now it was like death was a very it's not something which was on a very regular, on a day-to-day basis, right, that the children would hear about. So how do you feel that the parents need to train their children or interact with them about those experiences, especially with regard to even meeting the same friend again who has experienced something like that? So what kind of suggestions would you want to give them?
So see, situation is such that it has exposed all our hypocrisies and our realities. If somebody else's child has corona or somebody else's house has got a COVID, we don't even want them in our society. But when we have it, we cannot exist or we cannot do without everybody else's support. And this hypocrisy comes because of fear. I'm not calling anybody hypocrite. Yeah, I will also do the same thing. Let's be frank about it. Because there is so much of fear. So what we need is a little bit of rationality, a little bit of sensitivity. Let's understand a few scientific facts. As of now, there is no scientific data that any person is a reservoir or a carrier of COVID. So the only time you are carrying COVID is for those 14-15 days when you are infected. The part is that there may be some days when you are not showing symptoms, but you are carrying them. But once you are negative, once you have come out of the illness, There is no data to show कि नहीं, it's in your body. Like an HIV, for example, continues for years, or tuberculosis, you can keep shedding it for years or carrying it for. ऐसा नहीं है. So once the person is out of it, let's imagine and believe that now he is no longer going to infect us. ये कोई छुआछूत की बीमारी, इसमें untouchability मत लाइए.
नहीं.
And be very sensitive, be rational. I'm not saying that if somebody is suffering from COVID, don't go and literally speak to him or meet him, or that's social distancing. You have to practice that. But once he is certified, don't banish him from the society. किसको सोसाइटी में ही नहीं लेंगे. ये बच्चों को कल स्कूल आपकी शुरू होगी, एक बच्चे को निकला कि कोविड है, नहीं अभी हम उस बच्चे को स्कूल में मत आने दो. ऑब्वियसली वो तो बच्चा क्वारंटाइन है, लेकिन उसके पड़ोस में किसी को हुआ है, ये बच्चा इस एरिया से आता है, उस एरिया में कोविड की केस हुई है, इस बच्चे को स्कूल में मत लो. ये सही नहीं होगा. उतना हमें थोड़ी सी सहनशीलता दिखानी होगी. That's one part of it. Secondly, your own house or whatever, we know all the precautions that we have been told. We have to be responsible. If I know that somebody I have come in contact with has now been treated with COVID, let me isolate myself for a few days till I know what's happening with that person. So these simple things we have to keep in mind. Let's not forget humanity at the base of it.
The next thing is about the online teaching. I'm sure most of the parents, and the schools, because it's right now imposed on children, or probably this is how the system has taken a turn, that online teaching is important and the children need to go through it. So children are being exposed to the technology. We just heard children saying that I have become techno savvy and I have been able to make do with all those kind of challenges that I had. So in your opinion, what suggestions would you give to the parents and teachers to help children? One is adjust to the new method, and two is what kind of suggestions would you want to give them for exercising themselves to be healthy in spite of using the online system?
Okay. So I'd like to start by telling parents, let's look at it logically, because that's how we'll be able to get rid of this uncertainty. Are schools running now? No. Are they likely to run for the next month, 2 months? We don't know. Definitely not in the near future.
Yeah.
Now the option is, so there's no option, but children are at home. So the option is, do you do some education? Do you not? If you do the education, do you want the school to be involved, or do you not want the school to be involved? If somebody is saying, I'm going to school, homeschool my child, fair enough. But are you going to then leave your job? You have to also do your home housework. In fact, mothers have more work today. घर का भी काम अभी करना पड़ता है because there are no maids. Plus, you have to work from home. So we obviously will want to have some kind of school involvement in our child's education. And that's where the online education comes in. Sure enough, maybe at the younger ages, we can be much more careful about it. The American Academy of Pediatrics, Indian Academy, has very clear guidelines that till 18 months of age or 24 months of age, children were not supposed to be shown a screen at all. That's for the first 2 years, except video chatting with a relative, parent abroad hai, grandparents abroad hai. After from 2 to 5 years of age, it is very clearly said 1 hour of screen time with co-watch. Parents have to watch that 1 hour along with the child till 5 years of age. Now, this was a recommendation before COVID. Now, if we have some kind of academics going on, or the child is looking at his classmates, some teacher is doing some activities online, of course, no reading and writing. I'm talking about below 5. It's just some, talking and chatting with the teacher. That's fine. But then don't use 1 hour separately for entertainment. That 1 hour is gone, because that's high quality. And again, below 5, co-watch. So the parents have to be around. They have to find the time for that. Above 5 years of age, gradually we can keep increasing the time. But few things are very important about eye strain. So some of the guidelines that, the American Optometrist Association we read is a rule of 20 by 20 by 20, which means every 20 minutes, look away from the screen for at least 20 seconds. Look at an object which is 20 feet away. So now I am adjusting to say 1 foot or 1.5, 2 feet. My eyes are adjusting. Then suddenly I have to look out of the window at least about 20 feet away. So that helps my eye muscles relax. Secondly, keep the device a little lower than eye level. So you're looking down, so eyes don't open up fully. If I'm looking up, then my eyes open up fully, the eye dries very fast. Eyes dry up. That causes irritation, redness, drying up, and so many other issues. Every 1 hour, get up, like she said, Radhika said. After 1 hour, they're given a break of half an hour. At least 10 minutes, even adults, you need to get up from the screen, walk around, have a glass of water, come back. All these things are very important. Finally, most crucial, don't allow children now to use this for entertainment arbitrarily. Don't allow them again to play games on it. So what will they do? You have to play some game
Mm, mm,
because that gaming is a difficult issue. So spend time, decide which is the time that everybody is doing academics. You do your own work. The other time you have to be available for your child. Even if you are working, you can have some arrangement with your boss because he or she is also going through the same problem at their house. See, COVID has been a great leveler. CEO का भी वही situation है और executive का भी वही और वो प्यून जो है वहाँ पे clerk उसका भी वही situation है. So all of us have to collaborate. That's where I use that acronym ARCH. And we have to remember that most important, don't keep a device in your child's room or bedroom. And this has nothing to do with COVID. These are all previous recommendations. If the child takes his mobile to bed or to his room, especially adolescents, then it's going to be disastrous because you have no idea whom they are chatting with, what they are watching. There is so much of cyberbullying, there is so much of sexting, there is so much of abuse that happens online, bullying, trolling. So make sure that you don't allow the child to carry the device or the TV or the laptop in their own bedroom or their bed at night. So these few things are what we know now. As more research is available, what happened in the last 3-4 months, we'll be able to have better guidelines. So जो common sense है उसको इस्तेमाल करो. That's what I would say.
Doctor, we could definitely, knowing that you've shared the recommendations, we could definitely once again look at it, probably age-wise and maybe modify them and publish it for parents and teachers, which will probably help them know, as to what can be done in certain situations, because we still don't know how far this is going to go. So there are some queries from parents also which are coming up. Moreover, they are worried about the examination system which will happen in 2021 with regard to the schools and colleges not opening. And their concern is online teaching enough for such kind of exams? So what do you have to say about it?
Well, it may not be, but we also don't know what format the exams will be. We don't know whether the examination system will change, the marking will change. We don't know whether it will be a more objective kind of an exam or it will be more subjective exam. We don't know. What we must understand, yesterday I was part of a seminar for students of the higher grades who were to go abroad for university education or, O levels and all. Now, there it's it's an international issue that they have to decide with the other boards. There is so much of uncertainty there. Again, we have to remember one thing. COVID is not some light issue that has happened. It's a serious concern. People are losing their lives. Doctors, police, so many other professionals are losing their lives because they are also working in it. There are people who have, just landed up in the hospital for some other problem and got an infection or whatever else, and they have died. We have to understand where we are in this huge world. We are a small, insignificant human being each in this world. Now, for me, my concerns, my job, my profession, my car, my house, my child's admission is very important. And why not? Because I've worked my life for it. Parents have sacrificed their careers. They have sacrificed their personal lives. They have not spent on other things. Everything has been for that 9th and 10th grades where they will get good marks and so I understand that. But having acknowledged yourself, yes, so far I did everything in the last 10 years from junior KG से लेके अब तक that my child should get. अब क्या करें? अब ऐसा है कि आपके हाथ में नहीं है, and it's not your fault. So the most important thing is one, remove the guilt that suddenly I am not able to support my child exactly how we should study to come first in the board or whatever else. And second, it's the same with everybody else also. It's a level playing field. The other parents also have done the same. So you are going to compete against another child whose parents had worked as much as you are. Today you are still competing against them only because they are also in the same situation. So it's very important for you to decrease the expectation कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. जब ऐसा ही होना चाहिए हम कहते हैं, तब ज्यादा मुसीबत होती है. जो होगा देखा जाएगा. हम कर क्या सकते हैं, हम बेस्ट क्या कर सकते हैं इस वक्त, ये सोचना जरूरी है. और उसको सेलिब्रेट करो कि हमने सोचा था कि अगले 3 दिन हम ये करेंगे, हमने ये सिलेबस कर सकते हैं, हम ये घर में एक्टिविटीज करेंगे, ये हो गया, सेलिब्रेट. अभी सेलिब्रेट तो यू कांट गो आउट एंड सेलिब्रेट विथ ईच अदर. लर्न टू respect the human part of each other that we had so long. You know, people used to go to a restaurant, everything was open, the world was open, you could go and spend 10,000 rupees in an evening meal, and father, mother and two children, all of them were on their mobiles. क्या जी रहे थे हम? आज अगर नहीं बाहर जा सकते, कौन सा नुकसान है? वहीं पे भी आप जाके मोबाइल पे ही बैठ रहे थे, आप घर पे बैठ रहे. In fact, now is the time to realize that in a way, COVID has come to tell us that something was going wrong with our world. Not just the education system, the world is not education. With our whole world, with our personal relationships, interpersonal relationships, how we were talking to our parents, did we really care for them? What were we doing with our children? Were we only expecting performance from them? Did we ever sit down and listen? Can my daughter bake something? Can my daughter cook something? Can my son bake something? Suddenly I found my nephew, he's an excellent cook. He's in grade 2. पढ़ाई बड़ा exam कुछ नहीं है. He makes excellent snacks every day. I never knew this. I would have said, your doctor banda, engineer banda. I'm telling his mother now, you never know, he has another career maybe. So COVID has given us a chance to relook at our own lives. Dinosaurs died, I imagine, when the ice age came, because they were too big, too fat and too huge to adapt quickly. Those who cannot adapt cannot evolve. If you cannot evolve, you cannot survive. That's Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Survival of the fittest. If you are struggling, it meant you are not fit enough before. This is your chance to catch up with Charles Darwin.
Oh, very well said, Doctor. Now, one more question which comes to for parents and definitely for teachers later on, because schools, whenever they open, this will be a concern. What kind of right now, because many of the parents are taking a lot of care at home, precautions, in keeping their house clean, and everything that comes to the house has to be kind of. So still, there are cases which are happening in and around, and you start getting this fear, that am I doing it the right way? Am I doing it the appropriate way? Am I touching something? As simple as going to the ATM and withdrawing money is a matter of concern, that am I carrying something home? So what kind of suggestion would you give parents specifically to have the home care and precautions for during this period?
Those of you who have kids above 4 years of age, ask your children to find out what is the recommendation. All the schools, primary section onwards, whenever you all start, appoint a team of the children. Should be the whole class, but representative team. These children will come and tell us what should be the norms of safety. So usse do fayde hain. Children will take more effort than what you can take to find out today from the net, from everywhere else, what are the due precautions. So you will also relax a little bit. Second, if they come up with the recommendations, they will role model it. So you don't have to force them, because you can't force children for such things. अगर उन्होंने कहा कि no, we decide that our classroom should wear masks, they will wear it, whatever happens. आपका एक ही काम है, don't anti-role model them. Then you also follow the same rule. That's all you do. That if the children have decided that in class 4 children have decided that they will wear a mask, for example, they will maintain a 3 feet distance, then you also follow it. Just do that much. Let the children decide. What you have to look about, the cleanliness that you have to look about, is your mental cleanliness, our mental cleanliness. Mentally, are we clean? Tomorrow, if one child says that the other child had some relative who had fallen ill, now how will you deal with that? So mental hygiene is very important. One child has come to the school now. He has been beaten every day at home for the last 3 months. How will you deal with that child? Will you tell him, then अभी पहले मेरा maths का syllabus रह गया 2-3 महीने से पहले complete करो? Because principal madam has told me I have to complete 3 months syllabus in 2 weeks and then go ahead. ये मत करो. That is going to be very, very unfortunate. So God's sake, please understand, it's not the syllabus that you were supposed to do before. The syllabus has changed. The curriculum has changed. It is about humanity. It's about being liberal, being rational, being collaborative, being resilient. That should be the syllabus. And we, through Navneet के इस माध्यम से तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि we need to redefine education. What is it that we are trying? What was education? हम क्या कर रहे थे? Only literacy, only performance. Maybe 1 month after we begin first, and let the children come up with this. The second thing I want teachers to remember is, or the principals to remember is, focus on your teachers. They are facing tremendous amount of hardship. Both lady teachers as well as male teachers. They are going through a lot of problems because here they not only were working for the school, but they were also looking after their own children, their own houses. And these are people who have so many other challenges, maybe a senior parent at home. Please, please, please understand this is a time to invest your mental energy in your teachers and staff, non-teaching staff also. Make sure that they are being listened to. Kamini ma'am, I know you must have heard, and we must ask Roy madam. I've been told students are coming online and abusing teachers. And not students, because वो link तो share होता है. XYZ picks up that link, they come. This name that we see written, they write some abuses so the teacher can see that. Now, this is what the teachers are facing. Ma'am, we don't give a salary, but I can't go and do this online teaching because when I'm sitting at home, my children are hearing what the older classes children are saying. That's a very serious problem.
Sad.
This is
we are not empathizing, sir. I suppose.
Not empathizing with these issues. Don't focus on syllabus. अभी बहुत सारे issues है focus करने के लिए. Focus on empathy, on human relations. What are your teachers going through? They are not for doing all this.
Very rightly said. And I would want to just add one more thing here. Somewhere down the line, after this whole pandemic, I think parents have considered that, the teachers have to be best with the IT field also. Because yes, teacher may be fantastic with her teaching practices, her methods, her way of interacting with children, but not necessarily that she is good with IT or technology. And therefore probably, and also imagine, there are 10 people who are looking at you other than your children who were there with you in your classroom. Their parents, their fathers, their grandparents, who are sitting around and looking at it. It becomes obviously very awkward in that situation for a teacher to handle. So Doctor, one more thing which is now getting little more common. See, the rainy season has started. In a normal situation, with any kind of cold and cough, parents were comfortable, giving any kind of antibiotic or probably treating the child. But with a small sneeze or a cough with the child or at home, it's becoming a kind of a panic, a kind of a phobia situation where they're not able to take it, that what has happened, where did you go? It's becoming a panic situation rather than so basically what I'm wanting to ask you is that what kind of recommendation would you like to give the parents to figure out what is a normal cold and cough versus the risk symptoms of the coronavirus?
Yeah, very good question. So because it's a respiratory virus, the symptoms will be same like any other flu.
Exactly.
But the first point is, please note that by grace of the divinity or whatever you believe in, children have not suffered because of the infection. Children are getting infected. Anybody will get infected, but they are not suffering like some other people. So who are suffering? Senior age, citizens,
Yeah.
those who have comorbidities. Those are the people who are really suffering because of the illness. Children, fortunately, are not, very, very rarely. What you need to understand is, where has he got it from? Don't blame the child. But whoever he has got it from, whoever has passed it on may not be knowing. And similarly, the child may pass it on to other people in the school or at home. So the senior teachers or the grandparents at home. So we need to understand it is nobody's fault. And it is not something कि तुमने कुछ देखा उसको उठा के घर ले आए तो वो bomb था. Nobody knows. We can't see corona, right? The virus. So don't blame the child. Don't make them paranoid. If the child has cough, cold and fever, of course, like we always do, consult your regular doctor or your pediatrician. See what they say. Of course, the child is running a high-grade fever for more than 2 or 3 days. You need to take him to the doctor. Nowadays, a lot of online consulting is going on. But at the same time, keep an eye also out on the other people in the house, because they also might be getting this infection. Doesn't mean every infection, obviously, it's not COVID. It's just going to be any other viral infection in the monsoon, like you said. So don't need to panic. At home, same thing what you are doing before: steam inhalation, nasal drops, paracetamol for fever, normal steam inhalation, like I said, good food, good sleep, most important, tender, loving care. Keep to that. If it is getting out of hand, consult your doctor. And don't do any Google dawai. Don't do any Google doctoring. Best is to show the doctor.
All right. Doctor, we have some parents and probably some teachers who have some questions. So can I invite them for the same? Yeah. So we have...
Dr. Rick, I wanted to ask you about, see, basically, I've spoken a lot about the anxiety part and what to do, but also there is this very important talk I heard you give about using stories.
Yes,
And I'm a very big believer in that. So can you share with us before we ask others, how
definitely.
can parents use stories and teachers use stories?
Okay. Thank you very much. Basically, stories in any form are welcome, and especially, I think our generation has grown with stories, either by grandparents or parents, or even teachers. I think our entire subject used to be more story based. Today, it has become more theoretical. So, I guess I would suggest that parents and teachers should share a lot of stories with children, and there is something called as bibliotherapy, which means healing with stories. So I will give few names, probably parents can take down. I'll go a little slow so that they can take down, which may help them to, and this can be dealt with any age children. However, you need to simplify or modify these stories. Even moral stories can be modified, and you do find a lot of stories which are called as fractured stories, which are also bibliotherapy. Fractured means they have been modified, they have been तोड़ मड़ोड़ के उसको उस situation के लिए बनाया गया है. So there are some on anxiety, some on insecurity, some on emotional behavior modification. So there are some stories like germs are not for sharing. There are stories like hands are not for hitting, voices are not for yelling, teeth are not for biting, feet are not for kicking. These are series of stories which are available on YouTube, and parents, if they are not wanting to prepare their stories by themselves, they can definitely use these stories, because a lot of children are throwing temper tantrums today. A lot of children want to scream and shout because they are not getting that kind of their pent up emotions are not being released. So these kind of stories are interesting stories to share with children. They are called as bibliotherapies, but you don't need to go to such kind of a big word, but some kind of such stories can be shared with children. Moreover, what I would suggest is even a normal story, which we have heard it as moral stories, can be slightly modified by parents when they want to introduce or kind of improve or modify the child's behavior. It will only depend on whether you want to use the same character or you want to slightly modify that character into something. A very simple example, if I have to give you, is that when you want to talk about say good habits to the children during the corona period, you can talk about Goldilocks and the three bears, and how the three bears shared what are good things to be done during corona, what wash your hands, and how they helped Goldilocks improve her habits. So these kind of modification of stories can be done at home. Of course, when I'm talking about Goldilocks, it could be for a very younger child, but you can modify such stories for older children. Sometimes you can even allow the children to share the stories and make these stories, because they may be very creative right now. Sitting and doing that at home could be also interesting. Probably drawing, some children are very good at drawing activities, so they can even make up their own stories and storybooks, using these kind of the kind of context that they are in. Maybe even how have you spent your last 2 months, and what was the interesting things that you did in the last 2 months, can be even drawn, and these images can become a booklet for a child, which is a learning experience. And through that, the parents also will come to know that what is this, what is it that I've missed out, which the child has observed but I have not been able to observe. Probably that can be of help. I think I've kind of answered your question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So I will now ask the organizers to share a few parents' questions. Practically, first of all, we could take Somashekar V. Can we have sir, you on the screen to ask your question? And if we are not able to connect with him, then we could have
Hi,
Vaishali Ganguly. Yes, we have.
hi, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Hi, ma'am. I have one question that in this lockdown, how we have to keep our child busy as well as happy because we are not leaving our child to go outside and we are locking in a room like that in home. So we are not allowing to go outside due to this pandemic. And our kids is so young that they cannot understand to whom to they have to touch, to whom they have to not to touch, like that. So in home, how we have to keep them happy and busy.
Sir, you have not specified what is the age of your child. However, it will not really make much of a difference with the age. We'll have to answer this for all the sir. Samir sir, would you want to take this question?
So I'm not sure it is your responsibility to keep your child happy. It's your responsibility to look after your child and keep your child safe. But it's not your primary responsibility because the child feels कि मुझे Mercedes लाने से ही मैं happy होऊंगा. I don't think that's your responsibility. So what I think you're trying to ask, which I appreciate, is what is the best way that we can handle or manage our children in these days? So how do you answer that question? In the sense, any such question, I will answer by saying, how do I make the best use of my time constructively? And in that, the other questions also I read. The most important thing is to make a schedule. So whatever is the age of the child, whether it's a 2-year-old child or whether it's a 17-year-old child, the method of making a schedule, of course, will vary. But the first thing is make a schedule. Sit with the child, involve the child, make a list of the things that the child enjoys and the child finds gives him happiness. Put those things first, no problem. As long as you can manage to do that, as long as it's not unreasonable, as long as it's not unsafe. Make it into a schedule. You can have a little different schedule for some part of the day every day. Like you have a different academic program that you do on a daily basis. Maybe some part can be different. But the importance is to make the child stick to the habit. And somebody said 21 days you do it, it becomes a habit. So make the child have a schedule. You will find maximum productivity when you stick to a schedule. And when you make a schedule, you can add things which make the child happy, add things which make you happy, add things where you will give time with the child, add things where you may not have to give time with the child, where you will be able to do your own things. And very, very, very important, is your child helping you, sir, in your household activities?
Absolutely.
Because today you are doing all the work at home. Are you treating your child like a guest or a paying or a non-paying guest, or are you treating him like a member of the family? Please don't treat your children like non-paying guests. They are not your non-paying guests. They are as responsible for the household work as you are. Even a 4-year-old child can do so many things in the house, which he will find pride, happiness, and an ego boost. It's a good kind of ego कि मेरे वजह से घर में कितने सारे काम होते हैं, मेरे वजह से घर चलता है. ऐसा नहीं सोचने दो छोटे बच्चे को. It's very important because this is what brings in responsibility, accountability, and maturity in these children. So make a schedule in which no doubt look after what makes them happy. But if he says मुझे 12 घंटे online Netflix देखना है, I don't think it's your responsibility to make him happy. You're not a provider of his demands. But in that, involve him a little bit in his studies also, a little bit helping you with your work, playing games with you, you play with them. All of it together, make a schedule in which you can put all of this. And that's what will keep them busy as well as happy. And they better learn to be happy in the situation. Again, message from Corona. हर चीज नहीं मिलती है. पहले थोड़ा सा बच्चे ने रोया या कुछ किया तो फादर जाके तुरंत लाते थे. मार्क्स मिलने के लिए कुछ प्रोजेक्ट करना है, बच्चा नहीं कर सकता है, मम्मी हेल्प नहीं कर सकती, तो प्रोजेक्ट बनाने वाले एंटीज भी मिलते थे. अभी सब बंद हो गया ना. अच्छा हुआ कि अभी अपने आप पे खुद पे कि भाई जितना हो सकता है ट्राई करेंगे, नहीं हुआ तो भी उसमें खुश रहना सीखो. ये लेसन मिल रहा है. एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर चिल्ड्रन हु हैव नेवर हर्ड द वर्ड नो, बिकॉज पेरेंट्स सीम टू थिंक बच्चे को मैं ना कैसे बोलूं. अरे बच्चे को ना बोलना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि आप भी दिन में 10 बार ना सुनते हैं सबसे, मैं भी 10 बार नो सुनता हूँ. बच्चे को हैबिट अगर नहीं है ना सुनने की, जिस दिन कोई बुरा होगा या कोई बुरी चीज होगा, he will not be able to deal with it. So involve your child with everything that's happening at home. If there are financial problems at home, please tell them कि भाई look, there is a problem. इसकी वजह से कोई बड़ी चिंता की बात नहीं. हाँ, लेकिन तुम्हारे नाइकी के शूज ये साल नहीं आएंगे. रोने दो, 1 घंटा गम होने दो कि मेरे नाइकी के शूज इस साल नहीं आएंगे. वो गम सहने की आदत होने दो. और नाइकी के शूज पे अगर गम सहने की आदत हो रही है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है.
Yes, very much. Having them to do things at home is very, very important. Even a 4-year-old can definitely take a bottle from the fridge and keep it on the table. That could be a help for the parents, definitely. And even wiping the plates for that matter, before the dinner or lunch. These are simple things that you can help the children do it and keep them busy. Basically, keep them busy. When they're busy, they are going to be happy because they know that they have some jobs to do. They're not idle. We have the next speaker, Vaishali Ganguly, madam. Ma'am, I would request you to keep your video on. If you can keep your video also on.
Hello,
can we
ma'am.
have your video, ma'am? Can you switch on your video?
Ma'am, let it
Okay,
be.
that's fine. That's fine. Whatever is comfortable to you. That's okay.
So, sir, it was very nice listening to your suggestion and all. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. My question is, like at this point of time, the students are becoming, they don't have any kind of benchmarking thing, because they are very well aware that assessment is either not going to happen, and the work is not going to be checked or something like that. If the teachers are giving the assignments, it's difficult for the teachers also to check the copies. So students are somewhere in the relaxed mode. Do you think that this year is actually affecting their setting up their targets and keep working hard, and somewhere it is making them taking a backstage or something like that?
All right, it's a good question. So in terms of the academic information that they would have mastered, perhaps yes, because like you said, they are also not driven to mug up or study or put in that much effort. But I don't think there's any reason why they can't do hard work, and I've just answered that earlier. Are they helping out? Because I read your question also, continuously sitting in front of laptop, online classes, or their own project work
Yeah.
and home assignments. How would students need to relax their mind? That is a very good question you
Yes.
asked. Relax their mind by helping you. By helping you do all your work. You need some help. You need some relaxation. You are the one who's doing all the work in the house. Why do we have to treat, deal with it as if they are some privileged guest who just need to study all day, whom you are supporting that they should, because it's wrong for them also. It's wrong for you to expect that also. Why should they be studying projects, home assignments only? Is that all that a child's life is all about? That's not right. There are so many other things which are part of the child's emotional development, social development. If the child feels that I'm not talking maybe about an exam going child whose exam is next month, I can understand. In medicine, we've studied 21 hours out of 24 hours a day at times. But what is very important right now is, do they have a balance? It's not only about studies. It's about helping you at home. It's about being a part of the family. It's being about your son and daughter. It's about aapka haath batane mein. That is equally important as much as literacy is. And that responsibility is going to make him feel more responsible towards his studies also, towards his principal also, towards a changed way of assessment also. So please, I would request, don't only look at a child's life. How is he studying? How is he performing? What is the marks he's getting? Maybe for that one final year or whatever else it matters, I can understand. But don't think this is what life has all become for the children. If it had become like that, again, this is a good chance to reorient that. Because if he is responsible towards you, his or her mother, he will be responsible towards his own teachers and his own studies as well. So I would say try it in that manner.
Ma'am, hope all your questions have been answered. Okay. Can we have Mr. Dhananjay Bangare?
हॅलो
सर, व्हिडिओ ऑन ठेवा आणि तुम्हाला मराठीत प्रश्न विचारायचा आहे तरीही चालेल, काहीच हरकत नाही.
हाँ नहीं कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
हाँ.
हेलो, मेरी भांजी 6वीं कक्षा में पढ़ती है. वो पहले जब ऑनलाइन क्लासेस था तब वो सब सुनती थी, लेकिन अब आधा घंटा हो गया वो मोबाइल फेंक देती है. वो बोलती है मोबाइल अच्छा नहीं, ऐसा नहीं, वैसा नहीं, ऐसा ऐसा करती है. वो स्टडी नहीं करती. क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है?
बच्ची 6th स्टैंडर्ड में है.
हाँ, 6th स्टैंडर्ड में.
अभी ऑनलाइन का जो पूरा मीडियम है, बच्चे पहले स्कूल जाते थे, सुबह तैयार होते थे, स्कूल जाते थे, दोस्तों से मिलते थे, पहले गपशप होती है, मस्ती होती है, फिर बेल बजती है, टीचर अंदर आती है, फिर थोड़ी देर टीचर को भी सुन लेते हैं. अभी पहले वाली मस्ती, वो सब एंजॉयमेंट चला गया, सिर्फ टीचर को सुनना है. तो शी मे नॉट बी हैप्पी विद इट. शी मे नॉट बी एबल टू पिक अप ऑनलाइन टीचर जो सिखा रही है, बिकॉज इवन फॉर द टीचर इट इज अ चैलेंज. और जो मजा लोगों के साथ बच्चे को दूसरे बच्चों के साथ मिलके पढ़ने में होता है, वो मिसिंग है. शायद ये एक वजह हो सकती है. दूसरी वजह हो सकती है, देयर आर सो मेनी रीजंस. शायद बच्ची लेट सो रही है, पता नहीं रात को टीवी देख रही है या कुछ गेम्स खेल रही है, सुबह जब उठती है मे बी शी इज नॉट फ्रेश इनफ, सो मे बी शी कैन नॉट फोकस ऑन इट. तो ये काफी सारी वजह हो सकती है. बेस्ट इज बच्ची से पूछिए कि आप क्या मुसीबत है, क्या मुश्किल है. कभी कभी वो तो शायद पहले भी बताओ, जो विजन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. कुछ बच्चों को ऑनलाइन देखने से ज्यादा तकलीफ होती है, जैसा मैंने कहा. तो मेक श्योर शी टेक्स ब्रेक्स, लुक्स अवे, सो आईज डोंट गेट इरिटेटेड. आप उससे बात करके देखिए, इसमें से आपको जवाब मिलेगा।
सर एक
Okay,
और
thank
चीज
you.
मैं सजेस्ट करना चाहूंगी, मे बी दैट इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजन, कुड बी वन ऑफ द रीजंस। क्या है कि आजकल टीवी पे ऑनलाइन करना है नहीं करना है, करना है नहीं करना है, इस तरह की बहुत बार न्यूज़ आ रही हैं, और घर में ये चीज़ जो है वो बहुत ओपनली डिस्कस हो रही है, पेरेंट्स के बीच में, बड़ों एडल्ट्स के बीच में, अलग अपने अपने क्लासमेट के पेरेंट्स के बीच में, ये बहुत डिस्कस हो रहा है। और ये सारी चीज़ें जो डिस्कस हो रही हैं वो बच्चों के सामने हो रही हैं, जिसकी वजह से हो सकता है कि वो बच्चे के दिमाग में ये आ गया है कि मम्मी को भी मेरे ऑनलाइन टीचिंग अच्छी नहीं लगती है, डैडी को भी अच्छी नहीं लगती है, मेरे फ्रेंड्स के पेरेंट्स को भी नहीं लगती है, इसीलिए मैं क्यों बैठ के यहाँ पे करूँ। ये कुछ रीज़न हो सकते हैं। मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ कि यही रीज़न है, बट हो सकते हैं कि आजू बाजू में जो चीज़ें सुनते हैं बच्चे, उसकी वजह से उनको ये लगने लगता है कि मुझे अभी ऑनलाइन टीचिंग या पढ़ाई नहीं करनी है। ये भी एक रीजन हो सकता है। आप पूछिए, जो जरूरी है कि आपको पूछना जरूरी है बच्चे को कि ये क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है, और जो उसको चीजें अच्छी लगती थी वो क्या अच्छी लगती थी, और अब क्या चीजें हैं जो उसको अच्छी नहीं लगती हैं। मैं नेक्स्ट पेरेंट ललिता जी हैं, उनको आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क हर टू शेयर हर क्वेश्चन।
हेलो मैम।
हेलो।
हेलो, नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।
सबसे पहले मैं आयोजकों को बहुत सारा धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। मेरा जो क्वेश्चन है मैडम वो ये है कि पेरेंट्स थिंक कि दैट सेंडिंग चिल्ड्रन टू स्कूल इज ऑल द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ टीचर्स। व्हाट मतलब आप इस पे क्या मतलब हमें क्या बता सकते हैं टीचर्स लोगों के लिए? हमें बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम आती है सर स्कूल में, जैसे ही पेरेंट्स भेज देते हैं उसके बाद हम टीचर लोगों को बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम फेस करने पड़ते हैं। मतलब जैसे कि उन लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि ये पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हमने स्कूल भेज दिया तो ये सब टीचर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। उस पर आप क्या बताएंगे, मतलब क्या सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं हमें?
तो ये जवाब देना मुश्किल है, क्योंकि आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है, और ये आपने जो बताया वो आपके मन की व्यथा है, ये सवाल नहीं है। और ये मैं आपसे बिल्कुल, मेरी हमदर्दी आपसे, और पेरेंट्स को यही समझना चाहिए कि भाई हमारे बच्चे के जीवन में एक योगदान टीचर का भी है, स्कूल का भी है। ये आउटसोर्स नहीं, आउटसोर्स वाला हिसाब नहीं है। और हुआ क्या है, पहले काफी साल पहले जो था कि टीचर्स की तरफ या एजुकेशन की तरफ देखने का जो हमारा एक बेंट था, एक गुरुजी टीचर की तरफ हम देखते थे कि हमको विद्या मिलती है वहां से, और उसे हम एक होली, जिसे क्या 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 म्हणूया आपण त्याला, इट वाज लाइक अ डिवाइन थिंग। उसमें एक रिलीजियस या एक होलीनेस उसमें था, रिलीजियस नहीं कहूंगा मैं, एक
एक
होली,
उत्सव जैसे कि, हाँ,
सॉरी,
एक उत्सव, मतलब जैसे एक उत्सव मनाने जैसी बात है।
उत्सव मना, और उसमें एक रिस्पेक्ट था, एक गुरुजी की जगह
हाँ
माँ बाप या धर्म के जैसी थी। तो
हाँ
वो एक पुण्य की बात थी, सिखाना भी एक पुण्य का काम था, विद्या लेना भी एक। अभी वो सब चेंज होके पिछले कई डिकेड्स में वो एक ट्रांजैक्शनल मॉडल हो गया है कि मुझे फलाना फलाना स्कूल चाहिए क्योंकि ये स्कूल में ये फैसिलिटीज मिलती है, क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरा बच्चा फर्स्ट आए या XYZ कॉलेज में जाए, तो ये स्कूल में जाने से मुझे ये मिलता है, तो उस स्कूल के लिए मुझे इतनी फी देनी पड़ती है, या यहाँ वशीला लगाना पड़ेगा एडमिशन मिलने के लिए। ये ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ है। तो अगर मैं ये इन्फ्लुएंस लगा सकता हूँ और इतनी फी दे सकता हूँ, तो ये मैं गारंटेड लेता हूँ कि मुझे ये सब मेरे बच्चे को मिलेगा। तो ये ट्रांजैक्शनल मॉडल हुआ है। इसीलिए इसलिए मैंने कहा कि ये कोरोना की वजह से नहीं हुआ है। कोरोना की वजह से हम इसके बारे में चर्चा तो कर रहे हैं, ये पहले से हो रखा, और इसलिए उसे चेंज करने के लिए, जैसे मैंने कहा, हमारी एजुकेशन मतलब विद्या जो एक वर्ड था और शिक्षा, इसमें फर्क है। हमको विद्या चाहिए, हमको सिर्फ शिक्षा चाहिए। अगर पेरेंट्स को अपने बच्चों के लिए विद्या चाहिए तो आपसे ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, अगर शिक्षा चाहिए शायद ऐसा कर सकते।
राजेश पवार जी हैं लाइन पे। राजेश पवार जी।
हेलो
जी,
गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग।
Myself Mr. Rajesh Pawar. I am a parent as well as a teacher. Like now, being a parent, there is one question for me from my side. That is, I am having a kid of 6 years. Like he is going in first standard. The school has already started the online education for him. So daily at 10 o'clock, the teacher posts some homework on the WhatsApp group, and the students have to complete that homework within that day itself. And the teacher has made instructions like once the school is reopened, you have to submit all your notebooks to the school so that the teacher can see whatever the work was given according to date he has completed or not. See, just passing senior KG and now going to first standard, the teacher is giving the homework like write 1 to 10 in Hindi language for 25 times, like writing 1 25 times, 2 25 times. That means writing for 1 to 10 makes it 250 times. That's for one subject, and the other subject homework is different. Writing 5 times 25 words, 10 times 25 words. It becomes very difficult for the child to complete that homework within a day. Wherein if he doesn't complete, tomorrow again he is going to get the other homework. So it will be overloaded for the child. So this is one for as a parent. Secondly, being a teacher, I am also going online to teach the students of 5th, 6th, 7th standard, wherein I have been instructed from my society or my school that you should not give the homework daily to the child, as it will become an overburden for the child to write and write. So why is it such differences going on?
Yeah, very good question. So differences are going on because there is no one clear-cut rule. And I'm happy if there's no one clear-cut rule, because everybody can then experiment and see what works best for them. Regarding your child who's in now going to go to grade 1, you said senior KG, they're telling her to write 25 times. So, see, repetition is required for learning,
Yeah, I agree that.
but there's a limit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether 25 times a child by writing it is going to get some better cognitive development from
And
that. I don't
that
think so.
25 times also, like suppose that one in Marathi language or in Hindi language, एक कैसे लिखना है? The teacher has not taught the child only in senior KG. Now the teacher is experimenting, like the parents should sit with the child and they should teach. So like suppose, as we all know that the country, here all are not literate. Not 100% is literacy rate over here. There are certain people who are illiterate. They doesn't know. They don't know. They have not studied, but they want their children's future to be bright. So they are working for the children, and they are obviously not knowing then how they are going to teach the students.
No, see, what a wonderful question you have said, bhai. Amazing. Khub chan. See, this is where the collaboration part comes in. And this is where, as a parent, you will have to see. And I mean, I'm impressed, very happy by your sensitivity towards other children also. So, on one hand, you're right. How much time will you also spend with your own child by making her write 25 times? Perhaps you should put your foot down and say that my child understands after writing 3 times also. The remaining time, I will call up the other child whose parents are perhaps not educated, and with my child, help that child also. अभी उधर भी एक सवाल है whether they even have a device at home or no. That is another
Correct.
issue.
That is
But
the
at least you can try and help them. And I would say, if I was in your place, I would say my daughter will write only 3 times or 4 times. आप उसको लिखने को बोलो, वो लिख सकती है कि नहीं देखो. When she can write, why do I need to make her write 25 times? She learns in 3 times or in 4 times. The idea of giving that 25 times repetition, what is it? Is it to keep the child busy or is it to teach the child? If it is to teach the child, अगर वो 3 बार में सीख जाती है, तो अन्य 22 बार लिखने की जरूरत क्या है? वही टाइम अगर आप कोलैबोरेशन किसी और बच्चे के साथ करें, आपकी बच्ची को शी विल बी रिवाइजिंग विद दैट चाइल्ड, शी विल बी हैप्पी, दूसरे बच्चे के साथ भी मुझे टाइम मिल रहा है, एंड यू विल बी एबल टू ट्रेन दैट अदर चाइल्ड. सो इट्स अप टू एवरी पेरेंट हु इज एजुकेटेड. हमारे यहाँ सी देयर आर अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड पीपल हु कम एंड सर्व अस इन आवर हाउस, हु वर्क फॉर अस, हु हैव वर्कड फॉर अस ऑल दीस इयर्स. व्हाट अबाउट देयर चिल्ड्रन? कैन वी एटलीस्ट रीच आउट टू देम? कोई एनजीओ ज्वाइन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, मगर हमारे खुद के घर में लोग काम करते हैं जिनके बच्चे इस परिस्थिति में होंगे, जो एजुकेटेड नहीं है पेरेंट्स. तो कैन वी रीच आउट टू दोस चिल्ड्रन आल्सो एंड हेल्प देम? बिकॉज नोबडी नोज कि अभी ऑनलाइन होमवर्क कितना देना है. देयर इज नो रिसर्च ऑन दैट, देयर इज नो गाइडलाइन ऑन दैट. सो ये आगे पीछे थोड़ा होने ही वाला है. योर एज अ टीचर, योर स्कूल इज टेलिंग यू डोंट गिव टू मच होमवर्क, सो मे बी दैट इज फ्रॉम अदर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑल्सो. सो ग्रेजुअली एज वी गो अलॉन्ग, दैट्स व्हाई आई मेंशन्ड दैट अटेम्प्टिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कोशिश करिए, जो भी है स्टार्ट करिए, जैसे फीडबैक आ रहा है, बी रेडी टू चेंज.
Thank you.
Can we have Miss Payal Kothari?
Hello, sir. Hello, Kamini ma'am. Thank you.
Hello. Welcome.
Sir, I'm really impressed by all your suggestions and guidelines. Thank you very much, Kamini ma'am also. Ma'am and sir, I have a question that my son is in 10th standard. We never give him the exposure to smartphones, like social, which has social medias and all internet access. Because of the online sessions, we gave him the exposure to smartphone, and from since morning he's into his mobile. So after every 45 minutes he has 15 minutes break, then in the afternoon he has a break, again in the evening he has online classes. So continuously he is into mobile, and then sometimes I feel that he is chatting in between with his friends, or he is watching some videos or into a Facebook or Instagram. So is it advisable to keep a track on his chats or social medias, and because I know this is the very slippery age, he's into teens. So I'm little afraid about that he should not he's using mobile, but he should not misuse the mobile. So is it advisable to keep a track on his mobile usage?
पायल जी, it is not only advisable, it is mandatory. आपने एक क्वेश्चन भी मैं आपका पढ़ा, मैं पढ़ने वाला था आपका क्वेश्चन, अगर आपने नहीं पूछा होता. इतना सही सवाल पूछा है आपने. It is not only advisable, it is necessary, it is mandatory, it is compulsory to keep a track of what the child is doing online. Second question apart, not only teenage child, even 5-year-old child, 6-year-old child, 7-year-old child, 10-year-old child. Because एक बार हाथ में वो तलवार आ गई तो तलवार कैसे किसी को भी काट सकती है, कैसे भी काट सकती है. So it is very important. At the same time, if it is a teenage child, you can't peer, आप नाक नहीं डाल सकते हर बार उसके privacy में.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
He will not, he's a teenager, he will not like it. But the important therefore is to educate him about it. And to tell him, see, beta, by great first, and I know people may not like me saying this, but I am a great believer in the fact that make your children aware that they are getting privileges because mummy, daddy are working so much. I very firmly believe that. Beta, you are, fortunately for you, you are having this mobile or whatever. We are very happy. We have to work hard for it and we have to give you. See that other child next door or whatever else, they don't have a mobile also. Always good to give examples. Always make your child realize that he's privileged. And say, so we are very happy to give you this mobile, and we are very happy that even in this lockdown you can continue your education for it. See the other child, usko to बेचारे को education भी नहीं मिल रहा है. But beta, this is to be used only for education. This is not to be used for wrong things. अभी किसके पास कार है? कार का ये मतलब नहीं कि दिन भर घुमाते रहो, जहाँ जाना है जाके आओ, घर पे गैरेज में रख दो गाड़ी. जूते हैं अच्छे वाले, इसका ये मतलब नहीं रात को सोने के समय भी हम जूते पहन के सोते हैं, ऐसा तो नहीं करते ना. जिस चीज की जितनी यूज है, योग्यता है, उतनी यूज करनी चाहिए. तो अभी आपको हम दे रहे हैं ये मोबाइल, ये आपका एकेडमिक्स के लिए है, एजुकेशनल पर्पस के लिए. इट इज नॉट फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट. अगर एंटरटेनमेंट भी है तो हम समझो फिल्म देख रहे हैं या कोई गेम मैच, क्रिकेट मैच देख रहे हैं, हम देख सकते हैं, आप टीवी पे देख सकते हो. हम टीवी भी है ना घर में, अगर आपके पास ये डिवाइस है तो टीवी तो होगा ही, टीवी पे हम देख सकते हैं. ताकि फिर अगर घर में टीवी पे देख रहा है, कम से कम आप लोग आ जा रहे हैं, आपकी नजर है, फिर उसमें आपको नाक डालने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. तो सबसे पहले ये जो चीजें कर रहा है सोशल मीडिया पे, जो डिवाइस से, मोबाइल डिवाइस से कट कर सके आप लैपटॉप पे या टीवी पे ला सकते हैं, वो करिए. और उसको ये समझाइए कि ये सब चीज के लिए एक लिमिट है. अगर आप मोबाइल चैट करना चाहते हैं तो आई वुड लाइक टू नो किसके साथ आप चैट करें, और मुझे भी उनसे चैट करना है, उनके पेरेंट्स से चैट करना अच्छा लगेगा. आप क्या चैट करते हो मुझे नहीं जानना है, लेकिन उनके पेरेंट्स को मैं जानना चाहूंगी. क्योंकि जब आप बच्चे को स्कूल ड्रॉप करने जाते हो तब तो दूसरे पेरेंट्स से मिलते हो, वो बच्चा आपको स्टॉप नहीं कर सकता है. तो यहाँ पे मुद्दा ये है कि अगर वो किसी बच्चे के साथ चैट कर रहा है, आपने उसके मम्मी डैडी को हेलो हाय किया, आपको ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं, ठीक है, कम से कम पता तो चलेगा कि वो बच्चे से चैट कर रहा है. क्योंकि यहाँ पे सेक्सटिंग में या बुलिंग में या ये जो अलग साइबर पॉर्न वगैरह जो होता है, साइबर क्राइम में, ये अडल्ट होते हैं जो बच्चे के नाम से आपके बच्चे के साथ चैट कर रहे हो सकते हैं. तो कम से कम आपको एक बार पता चल गया, अच्छा ठीक है यार, ये यार मेरे कजिन का बेटा है, आप जानते हैं मेरे कजिन के बेटे के साथ, तो ठीक है चलो उतना लिबर्टी आप दे सकते हैं. और उसको बताइए ये मैं तेरे प्राइवेसी में इंटरफियर नहीं कर रही हूँ, यू कैन टॉक टू अ गर्ल ऑल्सो, यू कैन टॉक टू अ बॉय ऑल्सो, आई हैव नो प्रॉब्लम, बट आई नीड टू नो हु दैट पर्सन इज. बिकॉज मोबाइल पे हमें स्क्रीन के पता नहीं चलता वो व्यक्ति पीछे कौन है, ये जानना जरूरी है। और ये आप रूल बनाइए, हम ये जानना चाहते हैं कि वो व्यक्ति कौन है, आप क्या बात कर रहे हो ये हम नहीं जानना चाहते, वो ठीक है। तो ये एक डील होना चाहिए कि व्यक्ति कौन है ये जानना हमें हमारा राइट है, आप क्या बात कर रहे हो शायद हम उसमें इंटरफेयर नहीं करेंगे। तो इफ यू डील लाइक दैट इट विल बी ओके, बट यू मस्ट कीप अ वॉच।
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
We have the next parent, Praful Meethawale.
हेलो
Namaskar. Namaskar.
हेलो हाँ नमस्कार मॅडम, नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार.
हॅलो नमस्कार सर.
बोला बोला. नमस्कार.
सर्वप्रथम तुम्हा सर्वांच्या मनपूर्वक आभार. या प्रकारचं मार्गदर्शन आम्हा शिक्षकांना त्याचबरोबर पालकांना आपण केलं. एक प्रश्न होता, आमची शाळा ही अगदी स्लम एरियामध्ये आहे, त्यामध्ये जास्तीत जास्त ऑनलाईन लेक्चर ऐकल्यावर मुलांमध्ये आणि मोबाईल मिळत नाही म्हणून पालकांमध्ये चिडचिड होती. तर त्या संदर्भात आम्ही मुलांना काय मार्गदर्शन करावं या बाबतीत तुम्ही आम्हाला मार्गदर्शन करा.
प्रश्न मी तुझा ऐकला, पण मी हिंदीत उत्तर देतो कारण बरेच लोक हिंदीत ऐकणारे आहेत.
हो चालेल चालेल चालेल, हिंदी इंग्रजीमध्ये दिलं तरी चालेल.
आता अभी वो एरिया ऐसा है कि अगर आपके पास मोबाइल नहीं है तो यही इशू हम डिस्कस करें कि जिन बच्चों के घर में ये नहीं है उनका क्या हो सकता है। तो ये तो जरूरी नहीं कि सिर्फ मोबाइल से ही एजुकेशन हो रहा था इतने सालों तक जो अब रुकेगा। एजुकेशन के लिए बहुत और जरिया भी है। आप किसी टीचर के साथ डायरेक्टली बात करा सकते हैं, अगर फोन पे भी ऑडियो पे भी अगर बात हो सकती है तो टीचर स्टूडेंट्स को बता सकते हैं कि क्या करना चाहिए। उन बच्चों के क्लास में जो दूसरे बच्चे हैं उनके पेरेंट्स के साथ आप फोन पे बात कर सकते हैं। अभी थोड़ा सा लॉकडाउन कम हुआ है, अगर आपके एरिया में पॉसिबल है आप जाके बुक्स एक्सचेंज कर सकते हैं, नोट्स एक्सचेंज कर सकते हैं। लेकिन बच्चे को ये मत फील होने दीजिए कि हमारे पास मोबाइल नहीं है इसलिए तुम्हारा एजुकेशन बिगड़ेगा। और बहुत सी चीजें हैं जिसमें आप बच्चे को आपका समय देंगे, उसको मोबाइल की जरूरत ही नहीं है या और ये हाईफाई गैजेट की जरूरत नहीं है। उसको घर के रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में इन्वॉल्व करिए, तो इज्जत दीजिए जो चीज आपके लिए कर रहा है, जिस चीज में हेल्प कर रहा है उससे उसका अभिमान बढ़ाइए। ये सब चीजें करना जरूरी है। रहा सवाल की मेनी पीपल हैव सेड कि एक ही डिवाइस है, फादर भी अपने ऑफिस के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, 2 बच्चे हैं। तो मेरी एक फ्रेंड है मिसेस परवीन शेख जो सोमया स्कूल की प्रिंसिपल है, उन्होंने कहा कि हमने स्टैगर टाइमिंग्स किए क्योंकि कई फैमिलीज में 2 बच्चे, कोई एक 5th में है कोई 7th में है, तो दोनों के अगर टाइमिंग सेम रहेंगे तो दोनों के लिए अलग कहाँ से लैपटॉप लाएंगे। तो उन्होंने ये करा है कि हमने क्लासेस का टाइमिंग भी स्टैगर किया है। जो कुछ क्लासेस का उन्होंने टाइम शाम को 4 के बाद रखा है, जो वर्किंग पेरेंट है वो भी फ्री हो, उसका डिवाइस भी फ्री हो। तो जैसा मैंने कहा इसके लिए आंसर एक नहीं है, हमको कोलैबोरेट करके आंसर निकालना।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर.
Next parent is Saurabh Beniwal. Saurabh ji.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Samir.
Good evening.
And good evening, Dr. Kamini.
Good evening.
It was fantastic listening to both of you, and there were a lot of questions before I joined this session, but yeah, many questions were answered by yourself, and I was listening to both of you, and I especially congratulate the way you've been, talking to the people and answering their queries.
Thank you.
Now, looking at all the perspectives, we understand that situation is not good, and there are a lot of things which are hampering going down. It is also very, very important to understand whether there is one aspect of children mentality which is its spiritual aspect. When we say spirituality, it doesn't even mean that I'm trying to connect it with any particular religion, but yes, it's their ability to understand the perspective of another human being. That is something which is lacking nowadays. I'm not talking of because of COVID, but yeah, nowadays because of 21st century and a lot of technology entrance into the day-to-day life, I personally feel that the spiritual corner of a child is decreasing day by day. They are becoming highly materialistic, because of which they are not able to pay attention to their parents or to be the elders or to maybe their friends as well. The respect is not there nowadays. And there are a lot of things which are, you know, again, as we say, karma has their own role. Whatever you do, you'll get the same. And ultimately, it is going to hamper their own productivity, which we all know today. But how we can, you know, enhance, encourage them to go through, because unfortunately, we all know education system doesn't have a space for spirituality. You know, we are trying to make person highly excellent into the academic results, but with their own admission to being excellent into the academic results, something which is decreasing day by day. So how we can balance both these life and both these knowledge amongst children?
Kamini, you want to answer?
So value system is something that we can't overnight kind of, inculcate in children. It has to be gradually, it has to be from childhood. But however, a lot of times the children do see what we parents do, in terms of they imitate the parents, what is being done. So a lot of times, some kind of a routine system or some kind of a system has to be there, where we are helping children understand the basic, very, very basic life skills. Okay, these life skills will be through the day, through the year, that we are kind of sharing with the children. As I mentioned earlier also, that it could start with simple things of doing things at home, helping your own people in the house, and then going on to when we are talking about spirituality, we are not just saying that sitting and reading religious books become spirituality. I suppose, again, I'm going to probably our childhood. We were exposed to a lot of story books with regard to Amar Chitra Katha. If Samir sir will agree with me, Amar Chitra Katha was like a Bible to all of us, and we would actually even exchange with our friends, on a very regular basis. Panch tu de to panch main letu, that kind of a thing. And we probably did not even go to buy these new ones. We would actually exchange and make it more.
नहीं था.
हाँ, तो नहीं था और पेरेंट्स ने बहुत क्लियरली बोल दिया था कि नहीं है, तो तुमको अपने आप मैनेज करना पड़ता है. एंड प्रोबेबली फ्रॉम लाइब्रेरीज वी यूज्ड टू गो एंड पिक अप दीज. आपने जो सवाल पूछा है विथ रिगार्ड टू हाउ डू यू इंक्रीज द स्पिरिचुअलिटी और द कॉन्सेप्ट, आई थिंक द बुक्स दैट वी हैव रेड, आई थिंक टुडे द रीडिंग हैज गॉन absolutely to a very minimal level. And if that kind of a thing is going to a minimal level, I don't think we are able to increase the level of the context that we are talking in. Whenever a parent is not able to give time, what they are doing is they are giving the material to the child. Because I am not able to give time, at least usko wo chahiye, wo la ke de do. Okay, that is what is happening. But I think I generally give this example to a lot of parents when I talk to them, especially for the early years. मेरा बच्चा मैगी नूडल्स छोड़ के कुछ और खाता ही नहीं है. Who has introduced this? Who is the one who had introduced the Maggi noodles to the child? It was you, and now you are blaming the child कि मेरा बच्चा कुछ और खाता नहीं है. I think it is important that we as parents have to be responsible for what we have given to the child. What we have sown is what we are reaping. So I think Dr. Sabir will be able to kind of emphasize it a little more than what I have shared.
I agree with you entirely, especially about our childhood. And but he has asked a very good question also. How do you encourage it in schools? So I would just like to say that all of us have heard this fantastic Shailendra ji ka likha hua song sung by Raj Kapoor and Mukesh ji की आवाज में शंकर जयकिशन. किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार. स्पिरिचुअलिटी इसी का नाम है. एंड वेयर कैन यू लर्न दिस बेटर देन स्कूल? बिकॉज जो हम बच्चों दूसरे दोस्तों के साथ जो हम ये करते हैं, मुस्कुराना, उनका दर्द उधार लेना, उनके लिए दूसरे के साथ मिलके रहना, ये स्कूल में ही स्पिरिचुअलिटी हम सीखते हैं, सही मानों में अगर पूछो तो. So absolutely agree with you. Schools have to focus on this. Allowing children to be with each other is the best way they will learn spirituality.
Okay. I hope we've answered your question, Mr. Saurabh. We move to the next parent or teacher. I'm not too sure because they've not specified as to who are. I'm taking it as parent and teacher. Ashok Rane, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir and madam.
Good evening.
I'm Dr. Ashok Rane, working as a principal institution, and all over online education is being started and working in urban area effectively and not in rural area and tribal area. And I am listening all the questions. My experience is 30 years in this field, in the field of teacher education. The problems for parents is when I hear from this webinar that the teacher gives the homework and the students are not able to solve it. My question to teachers is, the learning process starts systematically. That is, first is listening, then speaking, then reading, then writing, and after communication. After doing all these systematic steps, every child should be able to solve the homework. So my request to teacher is, when you are assigning the homeworks to the students with consent help of the parents also should know the system of education, not ask directly, write these things for 10 times, 3 times, 4 times. Before asking them to write, he should read something, he should listen something, he should speak something, and then he should go to writing. My suggestion and my question is that when this teacher is going to assign the homeworks to the students, parents should understand what is the aim of the homework, what is the basic focus of the homework, and what I have to work out my child from that homework. Please very careful to teacher while assigning the homework. This is my humble request to all the teachers.
I completely agree with you. The issue is that earlier schools and homes were parallel. They were not working together. They were two different universes. अभी ऐसा हुआ है कि बच्चे को ऑनलाइन घर से पढ़ाई करना है. Parents have become an integral part of the school. So in fact, this has brought parents and teachers much more closer in collaboration rather than in transaction. पहले ये होता था, पेरेंट्स विल पे द फीस, जितना जो होमवर्क आप देंगे उतना करा के लेंगे. अभी इट हैज टू बी मोर कोलैबोरेटिव, एंड व्हाट यू हैव सेड इज राइट. देयर इज नो वे अहेड. नाउ दे विल गेट अ फीडबैक फ्रॉम द पेरेंट्स कि लुक दिस, व्हेन यू आर जस्ट गिविंग अ होमवर्क, द चाइल्ड डजंट नो दैट. व्हेन पीपल लाइक यू विल गिव अ फीडबैक टू द स्कूल, देन द स्कूल्स विल आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज नॉट वर्किंग, दिस इज वर्किंग, लेट्स ट्राई दिस. और ये करके अगले फ्यू वीक्स में, फ्यू मंथ्स में विल बी एबल टू डू बेटर. दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Ram Bihari.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, please have your question. Yeah?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to congratulate both of you. It was very, very educative. I took all your tips as pure gospel. It's a sure short mantra for parenting. I must tell you that.
Thank you so much.
Really very educative. Both of you be fantastic. And you know, we all family members were sitting together here, listening to each word of yours.
Thank you,
sir. As a parent, ma'am, my question is, as a parent of standard 10 child, you know, as an adolescent now in his 16th year, you know, I'm puzzled really as to how to go about his academics at the moment. You know, schools are not on. And you are aware that the only extraordinary result, that is 10 GPA nowadays, will fetch him a good college actually. So, you know, that, and the other issue is the concentration level. So these two questions are that, you know, one is the psychological help from you I require as a parent. And other thing is about his concentration. You know, he lacks in concentration, sir.
Yeah.
Sameer sir, you answer, or I cannot hold myself.
Good, good.
So, सबसे Ram Bihari sir ji, the first and foremost thing is that your anxiety is going to be showing on your child. Please, I request that right now, the situation is such that I understand that 10th standard, 12th standard, all these are important years, but your child is the most important member right now for your family, and uh, his emotional and emotional status and emotional level right now has to be taken care of the most, because he may not be able to tell you the kind of stress that he may be going through with regard to the difficulties or the kind of uncertainties and the pressure that comes from the family is going to rather create more of stress onto him. Another important thing is, I understand you want to put him into the best of the colleges. You want him to get the best of the result. But अगर ऐसा नहीं भी होता है, तो that should not be the end of life. I think as parents, we need to understand to take care of our children. 10th and 12th is not the life. There is much more to life, and that needs to be taken care of. Sameer sir, over to you.
So, yes, yesterday, in fact, we had a meeting with a lady from Boston University, coordinator of admissions. It was put together by an organization called IC3, and I've posted on my Facebook page. You can see that because there were people from abroad also about the GPS score that you mentioned, about the marks for essays, about the extracurricular activities. So apparently, she said that they have even changed their assessment process because they understand that there has been so many changes. So they've changed their how much importance they will give to the standardized test, how much they will give to the experience, how much they will give to the GPS scores. So there is some change. So you can find that in the webinar which we did yesterday. The other thing about is concentration. See, there are very few people who actually have a ADHD kind of a concentration problem, where basically the brain is not wired to focus. But the fact that he has come up to grade 10th and he's doing so well means that he doesn't have a severe ADHD. What it means is when you talk about focus, it also depends on interest. It also depends on the relaxation of the mind. It also depends on the anxiety. Now, the anxiety part, madam has told you very clearly, perhaps it may be added on from others in the house. But make sure that he gets at least 9 hours of sleep every night. Teenagers hardly sleep and you'll find रात को ये लोग मोबाइल पे बात करते रहते हैं. So make sure that he gets 8-9 hours of sleep at night. Early to bed, early to rise still works. Make sure that he gets good food to eat. Make sure that he gets some physical exercise. Make sure that he has a good routine. After you get up in the morning, the daily chores with your bath. I'm not really a great believer in organized religion, but that maybe spirituality, but that 5-10 minutes helps the child to calm down and focus. And then start with your studies. Make a timetable. It's very important for 9-10 children to have a study timetable, what topics they will do for how long. You can help him prepare it. And the most important thing is taking stock or reviewing. Every night, sit with him if required or make him sit himself and review. Today, this was my timetable or this was my schedule, this was my itinerary. How much of it was I able to achieve? Whatever is not achieved is put down to tomorrow's schedule. And again, tomorrow is another day. So there is no frustration. There is no end point. It's a cycle, it keeps going. At the same time, because you have made a schedule, the child will, and because you are reviewing it, child will start understanding कि मेरा समय कहाँ waste हो रहा है. How can I do it better? And self-regulation is the best thing you can teach your child. I think he will do very well.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now we have Shailaja Mure, madam.
Well, good evening to all of you, both of you, and congratulations. My one simple question I've got is, what is the counselor's role at the moment in the emotional health of the child now, at this point of time? What they are going through, and not only for the child, even for everybody else, because work from home is working. NGOs are giving a lot of work to the people who are working there. And the cases that are coming up, there is more irritation in the family because they are finding them working all the while on the laptop. and I am a little lost over here. And this is where I am asking for counseling.
Can I answer?
Yes, yes, definitely, sir.
लैला जी, आपके लिए गालिब का शेर है. आपके लिए गालिब का शेर सुनाता हूँ. ये कहाँ की दोस्ती है कि बने हैं दोस्त नासे, कोई चारा साज होता, कोई गम गुसाज होता. Which says that friendship is not giving advice. आप मुझे आके एडवाइस मत देना, मेरे साथ बैठ के खाना खाओ, बातें करो, मेरा गम बांटो. मुझे ये दोस्त चाहिए. तो काउंसलर के बारे में ये जरूरी है. एडवाइस देने की किसी को आवश्यकता नहीं. आज लोगों को एडवाइस मिलता है ऑनलाइन फ्री. प्यार चाहिए, इमोशनल सपोर्ट चाहिए, अंडरस्टैंडिंग चाहिए. तो द बेस्ट काउंसलर टुडे इज somebody who is able to give you that support that will allow you to feel that you have somebody who's listening to you. And that need not be somebody with necessarily only with a qualification like me or anybody else. It can be anybody in the house or in the neighborhood, provided you are willing to listen. कोई चारा साज होता, मतलब साथ में खाने वाला, गम गुस्साज होता, गम बांटने वाला. So just allowing the child to speak, like Kamini ma'am said some time back, is going to be very important to let the frustration come out, to let the stress come out. I said last time also, there's a very famous friend of mine. She's a very big person. I keep asking her, how do you solve everybody's problem? She said, Samir, listen to people first. सुनने से उनका 50% problem solve होता है.
Solve हो जाता है. Absolutely.
I have been doing that, but I just said I wanted to know whether I was on the right track. But that's exactly what I have been doing. Giving everybody a year, 2 years I use very well, that I can listen to all of them, and then I use the sense of humor. So I have a joke every day ready to share with them.
Last time also, Navneet, I shared there's a film called Life is Beautiful.
Yes.
And Roy ma'am also liked that a lot. You know, वो फिल्म तो आप देखिए ही देखिए, मगर वो जो डायरेक्टर है रॉबर्टो बेनिनी, उसके इंटरव्यूज देखिए आप. वो जो फिल्म में करता है, लाइफ में भी वही करता है. वो ऐसे ही हंसते रहता है, लोगों को गले लगाता है, वो जादू की जप्पी देते रहता है. मतलब कभी पहले तो आपको लगेगा कि ये ड्रामा कर रहा है आदमी, लेकिन आप जब उसको थोड़ी देर और देखते हो उसके इंटरव्यूज, यू स्टार्ट बिलीव ये आदमी कैसा है, इसके दिल में सिर्फ प्यार भरा है. He just wants to hug everybody, laugh with everybody, smile, and you feel कि काश मैं थोड़ा सा इससे सीख लूं. So it's so fantastic. Roberto Benigni is my new guru, and you watch this film, Life is Beautiful. Watch his interviews on YouTube.
So one more thing I would want to add, because मैम ने ये बोला है कि काउंसलर के क्या रोल है. I think it is important for all the young children in the home to at least scream and shout once if they wish to.
Yes, exactly.
It is needed. It is needed. It is needed today, because we are only asking them to keep quiet, don't talk, don't do this, don't do that. I think it is important to allow them, and I have done this just yesterday with my nephew who is just 3 years old. I've told him, okay, now you start shouting sounds, all E sounds, all U, and by the end of it, he was laughing to the glory. So I think it is important for us to even give that exposure to the children, that get your pent up emotions off
But
the
ma'am,
whole
see,
thing.
we can give that exposure. Parents also, now I have to counsel the parents also.
Ma'am, we are asking you to share it with the parents so that it is going.
I have been doing it,
wild.
and let them shout.
Very much.
We always end up, blaming parents and stressing them out even further. But we must understand that society has come to such a thing that they have been led into this narrow channel to feel कि यही करना है. They have sacrificed so much, they've given up their personal desires. Every time you'll find parents staying together only for the child. So they have done everything. And then, for them it becomes only a narrow vision कि he has to or she has to perform well or become an accomplished performer or in any way. It is very important for us to help them understand, support them, praise them for whatever they have done. Parents need a little bit of praise and appreciation first before any advice. वही है उधर. तो कहाँ की दोस्ती है, बने दोस्त ना से एडवाइस नहीं चाहिए. They also need किसी का कंधा रोने के लिए चाहिए. And we should give them that. Let people talk.
True. Very true. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Roy ma'am, we would like you to be here with us. There's a question for you actually, इसीलिए आपको बुला रहे हैं. There is one question which I have received on the email. As the online teaching is the need of the hour, does Navneet have any plan of arranging teacher training program regarding how to make online teaching learning interesting and effective for both teachers and students? So are you really planning to have any training program is what the question is.
Yeah, actually, all the training programs that Navneet is conducting till now, that is based on the needs of the teachers. And we always do the need assessment and then we decide the module and training program. So presently in the situation of COVID, we are receiving from lots of teachers this kind of a requirement. And these teachers are asking us, so Navneet is planning very shortly to start this online teaching training and make the learning interesting. And one more question that I have received is from Dr. Umesh Pradhan. He is asking how can we fill in the backlog of studies in the students? A very, very genuine question and concern with true teachers, the portion how to complete it because of this kind of a break. Any answers that you can give?
My answer has to come from you.
Okay, sure, sure. Yes, I can. Yeah, thank you. I will answer this question. Dr. Pradhan, government is seriously thinking of reducing the curriculum and that is the work is in process. That is one thing. But of course, in all subjects, this kind of trimming of the syllabus is not possible because science and mathematics are the subjects which are kind of, graded one. But other subjects, yes, and that is what is decided, and government team is working on deciding reducing the syllabus. So that's the news that we are expecting. So any other, so can we wind up for the day today?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
please.
just wanted to make a comment on that online thing. See, because it's here to stay. Now, we were running centers for children with special needs. They're all shut down since March, and ours will start 3 months after the school starts because it's not seen as a necessity. So we have started doing online counseling and online intervention programs also. How to help children with autism, learning disability, ADHD. So this is here to stay, and that's going to be a part of it. But before we conclude, Kamini ma'am, you had volunteered to answer, but there was a question from Mr. Anil Gala about children that you have marked that you wanted to answer. So
Which
you please
one,
go ahead
sir? Which one, sir? No, I'm lost.
that you want to answer that. After COVID, how should we deal with from Mr. Mr. Anil Gala wanted to ask that question. It's a very important question.
Madam, okay. The question is how to prepare our children for post-COVID period. Let's hope that this time will go and there will be a post-COVID also era we will step in. So we need to also simultaneously think about preparing schools and children from that. It's a positive question.
I'm sorry, I think I missed that question. So if we have to really say that how are we going to do it post COVID, I'm sure by that time we will have a lot of, now see, first of all, when we initiated in the month of March, it was a completely unsure, undecided situation. Probably somewhere we have settled with this by June, July, we have kind of settled. We are now less phobiatic towards the whole thing. So I suppose gradually we are going to learn to adapt and adopt to the different situations that are going to come. Initially, as right now we are in a state of whether to accept, whether not to accept an online teaching learning method is also a concern. We are slowly and gradually going to take each step. We are going to come up with recommendations. We are thinking of alternatives. We are looking at certain guidelines, suggestions from experts, from people who are giving us practical tips. I think all this is going to be a gradual change. We can't expect an overnight change in the whole system. However, what is going to be important, or what is should be important, is keeping ourselves safe, keeping ourselves immune, keeping ourselves in good health, and reaching out to people in whatever way, not necessarily in the context of meeting people, but reaching out to people in our own ways are going to be the next few steps that we may have to take on. Samir sir.
Yeah, so I specifically, wanted that Mr. Gala has asked a question. After COVID, how should we deal with kids? And you've also answered about the academic part of it. So whether it is academics or non-academics, I want to say one thing. Let us make full use of COVID. छोड़ने का नहीं, उसका फायदा उठाने का. Whatever we have learned now, let our kids never forget what we went through when we went through COVID. Let them not forget that no doctor in the world was able to come up with a cure for COVID. Let them know that हम लोग अमेरिका जाने का सोचते हैं, वहां जाके डॉक्टरी करेंगे, वहां जाके इंजीनियर बनेंगे. Even they have done much worse than us. That so-called higher developed nations have done much worse than us. Let them realize that at the end of all of this, what mattered in COVID was the neighbor who helped you, was that uncle or auntie who helped you, or that school teacher who helped you. Let them learn this. So let them also learn that they didn't have playgrounds, they didn't have hi-fi sports academies, they didn't have hi-fi outings. They stayed at home and yet they lived. They lived happily. They spent time with their parents. They didn't have all the materialistic money things or things that money buys you. Still they lived and lived happily. Let them remember this. Let them remember that they got some pleasure by helping mommy and daddy in the kitchen, cleaning some vessels or helping them cook. They learned how to make a sandwich. Let them not forget this. This is how we should deal with kids after COVID, by not letting them forget what they did well or what they learned during COVID. And COVID should be an addition, a benefit in their lives, rather than a dark period that we look back on next year. This is my humble view.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Dr. Samir and Dr. Kamini, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience to listen to you.
Thank you.
And the way you have covered wonderfully all the aspects. It was clinical aspect, psychological, social, emotional, academic, everything you have covered in this discussion. And very well, you have made our teachers and parents realize their role in a new perspective. And you have given solutions to almost each and every problem. It's a very good opportunity, and that's how Dr. Samir is looking at it as from the positive side, that yes, we have gained so much during the COVID days, and let's not forget, it's a very good message that we are learning. It is no doubt, COVID is a great leveler. All have come on the same level. All are under the same fear, anxiety, stress, crisis. Each and every family, nobody is an exception. And fear for your own life also, insecurity. So in this condition also, how to deal, how to combat with this crisis is a message that you have given in today's discussion. How to keep our child happy, and how to upbringing of the child has become now majorly looked after by the parents, and it's an opportunity that there is a more family bonding due to the COVID. One thing which I noticed is also one positive point, that as the children are undergoing the online learning in their homes. Yes, Dr. Samir, you are right. The women are maximum stressed because they have to sit for hours with the child when they are doing their online studies, and they have to look after their housework. They have to do their work from home assignments. Yes, it is stressful. But I've heard the parents saying, now I understand the things better. I'm able to guide my child. So there is a learning of parents also going on during this period. Let's look at it positively. The parents are learning. Otherwise, they were dependent on tuitions. They were sending the children for classes. As these things are missing, I think this is also one of the gain of the COVID, we can say. I think nothing you have left that people still have some questions in the mind you have covered, and you have really boosted the enthusiasm, taking care of every area. And the suggestions that you gave for the health of the child because of overexposure of the screen, 20-20-20, we will remember that. After 20 minutes work, take a break, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. It's a wonderful thing. And not to keep on sitting at one place, keep on moving after 1 hour. These are also the health related good clues and good suggestions and comments that you have given us. And teachers are also facing a lot of challenges this time because they have to learn technology. It is because of COVID, I can say this is a boon, because for information of people, I must tell you that in 2012, the national policy on ICT, that is information and communication technology, was declared by Government of India. It clearly mentioned that all teachers must be computer savvy. They must learn technology. They must give the addition during teaching in the class, all the links and visual material, and they have to be. But nothing has happened since 2012 and 13. I've observed nothing has really happened. Some schools, they do have the computer classes they are using. But at this kind of large scale, sensitization was missing. Now, even a small school in rural areas, the people are using technology. And there are, yes, there are people who have and who don't have nots. There is always a disparity in the society. Some class of students who are at rural areas, they are deprived of gadgets and equipments. But I have seen also there are villages where the teacher is borrowing the mobiles from the people at particular time, sharing, these people are sharing their mobiles in the neighborhood, and they're giving it to the child as long as the classes are going on for a limited time. So there can be always answer to every problem, provided you are very keen to find the answers. It was a wonderful session, and I must thank everyone. Dr. Samir, we have always been approaching you, and very happily you have accepted. I know how busy you are attending all international webinars, and I've been receiving, but still, हमारे घर के लोग हमारे पास आते हैं बुलाने के बाद. We are really privileged that we have you today. And Dr. Kamini, thank you so much. You conducted the webinar and made everybody feel so comfortable. And it was a really successful and a grand program. I must say that.
Thank you very much.
We are very happy on behalf of Navneet Foundation. I thank you. I must also mention our two kids, Onkar Desai and Radhika Vaidya. I thank these two children who participated in this program. And my friend Shailaja, she also helped me to get these children, talk to them, because we wanted to get a feel of it. Of course, the technical team at Navneet Foundation has helped us to put up this program. And lastly, I must acknowledge Shri Anil Galaji, who is the director of Navneet Foundation and Navneet Company, for his support and encouragement and guidance to conduct these kind of sessions. And he keeps on thinking about new ideas and new topics, and we are going on as long as we are useful to the teachers and the community. So in that sense, I think Dr. Samir, really, once again, I thank you so much. We are really grateful to you for your wonderful contribution. And we have reached out to, I think, a good number of people. And since it will be available on the YouTube, yes, it will be seen and viewed by a lot of people, and we'll definitely sensitize the parents, and it will be beneficial to them. Lastly, there is a feedback form. I think everybody will like to fill up and give us a feedback about the program. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much,
Thank
madam.
you.
Thank you so much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank
You are
you
the
very much.
person behind all this, and you are your vision and your guidance is what helps us to do all this. So thank you so much, ma'am. You've always been kind enough to guide us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for believing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so nice.